Peace and power. This your big brother Psyche once again, and this is the third installment of this series that I started called the Scales of Information Development. Now, in the beginning, I said I was going to give you 3 parts to this. That's not going to be true anymore because I see that I'm going to have to give you 4 parts of this. And if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, then you should stop this video and go look at Scales of Information Development part 1 and then part 2 to understand what I'm talking about on this, because this information that I'm building on right now is esoteric. It's not general public type stuff. This is for the builders. It's for the conscious men and women that have moved to higher stages of consciousness. And what I've done with the Scales of Information Development is I've created kind of a format or a paradigm, so to speak, to understand the different levels of conscious development. You know, we could break it down into 3 parts of being asleep, being woke, and then being conscious. And like I say in part 1, I break down what that looks like and where the mind is at and how the mind is viewing reality when it comes to this scale. In this video, in the 3rd section, I'm going to talk about the powers that a master builder has acquired. The master builder has went from being asleep all the way to being conscious to mastering the concept of building and teaching others. But with that comes certain powers, certain abilities, and that's what we're going to build on. So as always, like I always say, go get your cup of coffee, whatever it is that you need to get yourself all the way in the mood. I'm supposed to play the intro for y'all. We're going to build on the powers of the master builder. Peace.
I ain't even going to play with him. Bang. He ain't going to play. Bang. I put the racks on a nigga, got dogs and cats on a nigga, look just like a massacre hit him, look like a Kardashian with him, packing a scrap in the middle. I wanna shoot, he won't grapple a nigga, nothing alike, we differ. I be finessing and pressing, who gon' be my next contestant? Boy, you bitch gon' catch a blessing, I'm wanting for questioning, cause I'm big chesting it. Strikes on me like I be reffing it, pull up on your residence, Hoodlum take over 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 your, Hoodlum take over your.
As a master in the process of building, the master has acquired certain mental powers, and these powers are as follows. First, let's deal with the first power that the master builder acquires, and it's called mental influence. Mental influence is the ability to influence the thinking of others. Now let's look at it like this. The mind can be seen as conscious and subconscious, and we can use many different metaphors to explain what that means. You know, one that I love to use is the Garden of Eden. And let's say the Garden of Eden is the mind. And if we look at the story of Garden of Eden, once Adam and Eve was kicked out, then it says that an angel was placed at the gate of the garden with a fiery sword. So that angel will be the conscious mind, while the garden, the soil in the garden will be the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind does not choose what will and will not be allowed into it. The subconscious mind accepts whatever. It's the conscious mind's job to guard the garden and make sure improper ideas are not there. If you have a weak conscious mind, anything can come in. If you have a strong conscious mind, then you select what is allowed to come in. The master builder has a supremely conscious mind. So let's look at it like this. The conscious mind is the protector of the mind, and the subconscious is the fertile garden for planting ideas in the mind. The job of the conscious mind is to consciously select what seeds, ideas, that will be planted in the soil of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is not selective, but accepting of every idea that is allowed to gestate in it. The master builder's conscious mind is so dominant, is so powerful, that it is able to plant seeds in other people's subconscious mind without agreement from their conscious mind. Master builder has mastered mental building so much that he can subvert another person's conscious mind. And this is the source of the master builder's mental influence. The master builder is capable of influencing, inspiring, and motivating others with the weight of his words. You've seen powerful speakers, Malcolm X, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Minister Farrakhan. You've seen these powerful speakers who have the ability to move you. Eric Thomas, you've seen them, you've heard them. And when you hear them, you want to jump up and get to going. You know, and that's that mental influence I'm talking about. Number 2, The command of knowledge. The master builder has a fluent command of various fields of knowledge. He has made himself a universally acclaimed expert. His mind is his most valuable weapon, and his mouth through speaking and his hands through creating is how he expresses these skills that his knowledge has given him. This is what makes him a proficient teacher. Now, when we talk about knowledge, you got to look at this. Different fields of knowledge are like different worlds in themselves. As the master masters these different fields, he gains commands of new worlds. Imagine what you could do if you had someone's world in the palm of your hand. Because when we say their worlds, it's what they believe. It's a person's belief system is their entire world. It's their entire world. And a master builder has the ability to create a person's world, to actually give them their beliefs. And he has the ability to completely crush them. He has the ability to, have you ever seen somebody win a debate and completely tear a person's worldview completely down? That's him crushing that person's world. The master can hold a world in his palm of his hand. The master builder can go into these worlds at will, and he can build or he can destroy them. Number 3 is the ability to control the environment. The master builder has gained the ability to completely control his environment. This is the skill of defining the immediate things around you. The master builder's knowledge has given him the ability to organize and structure his surroundings. He understands how to change them to fit his needs. However, when the environment itself can't be changed, the master builder can adapt himself in a way that voids the non-conducive environment. Number 4 is self-possession. You see, this is the ability to maintain one's composure, especially in the face of stressful situations. This skill gives one self-control and mastery over his urges. The master builder has so much domination over his own mind that another can never plant seeds in his subconscious without the consent of his conscious mind. And last but not least, insight and foresight. Insight is the power or act of seeing into a situation, the act of seeing intuitively. Foresight is the ability to see ahead, to foresee what's going to take place. The master builder can look into things, people, and events at the deepest level. This helps him to see the deeper meaning in knowledge and even words in the actions of people. The master builder's knowledge and experience gives him the ability to see into the future and predict outcomes. Now, I'm not promoting some ideal of superhuman abilities here when I talk about this. This ability is completely human. Once you gain a certain level of knowledge and learn to use insight to dissect your experience, you will learn the patterns in life. And once you can see these patterns, you can predict what's coming next. The master builder recognizes patterns are the keys to understanding what's going on around him and then predicting the outcomes. So these are the different powers that the master builder develops once he has mastered his consciousness, once he has moved to the highest level of consciousness. But then, even then, there are paths of power. There are 2 paths. I've named them, and one path I call it the dog builder. And the other path I call the light builder. And I'm going to tell you what moves a person in these paths. Now, both builders, dog builders and light builders, have the same power that I just explained, these 5 that I just explained. They just use them differently based on their beliefs and their motivations. So number 4 in this series is going to tell you what a dog builder is and what a light builder is. Hopefully y'all gained some from this. Hopefully y'all been sticking with me. Peace and power.
Play with him. Bang. He ain't gon' play. Bang. I put the racks on a nigga, got dogs and cats on a nigga, look just like a massacre hit him, look like a Kardashian with him, packing a scrap in the middle. I wanna shoot, he won't grapple a nigga. Nothing alike, we differ. I be finessing and pressing. Who gon' be my next contestant? Boy, you bitch gon' catch a blessing. I'm wanting for questioning, cause I'm big chesting it. Strikes on me like I be reffing it. Pull up on your residence. Hoodlum take over 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 your. Hoodlum take over your. I got hoes for sale, you looking like clientele. Fuck on that bitch and I lay up. You fuck on that hoe, gotta pay up. How you like me now, nigga? Then went way up. Fresh on the pack, I told her not to wait up. Penitentiary chances, I done got my weight up. Even when I'm broke, they still got that hate up. OG Bobby Johnson, where's my potato? I smell her straight up. Been on that street shit like Michelin. Water whipping, kitchen Lake Michigan. Kitchen Lake Michigan. Hood need me like insulin. Made for the bread, peanut butter sandwiches. Made for the bread, peanut butter sandwiches. I cannot talk to no coppers, I feel like that there's unlawful. Handcuff a hoe, no, go get a money pile, yes. Do what I gotta do to win. I be at a nigga chin. Do what I gotta do to win. Fuck that bitch, I can't do no alfalfa. Tryna turn my wrist into Alaska. All on my plate, nigga, miss you a taco. USS nigga, I ain't tryna wrestle. I'm popping that rocket, they call me Lil Nas. Bullets run fast, villains a passer. Mama shoulda named me Disaster. Hold up. You the only one eating, you hustling backwards. All of my niggas look like they some rappers. Kidnapper, soul snatcher. I got a trap up in Lincoln, Nebraska. My youngest a gangster, shout out my little rascal. I'm street as a curl, got a bag on the crackers. She fell in love with a jacker. I was in the cell, now I'm in the castle. Jumping and go, now they calling me Castle. Back on the scene. Head honcho, nigga Adam Levine. Got them hoes on my dick, nigga thought I can sing. Dressed like a square, nigga thought I was reading her up at the pistol. You a fucking mean. Hoodlum the Army, Navy, and Marines. You ain't even fucking with my third screen. Do the right thing, radio Raheem. Breaking my wrist, I put it in a sling. You under that bitch, I treat her like a fling. African diamonds, bitches from Beijing. You can't fuck up my regiment or my regime. Coopy wearing gangsta worship like a ring. Coopy wearing gangsta worship like a ring. Kabling. Stepping on shit. Stopping on the beach, nigga.